All right, let's get right into it. Today, we're looking at a system called the social flywheel, and it makes a really bold claim that it can totally automate your content creation using AI. So, what's actually under the hood here? Let's find out.
So let me ask you something. As a creator, or maybe a business owner, do you ever just feel like you're stuck on a content treadmill? You know the feeling. You're constantly creating, constantly posting, just trying to keep up. But it never really feels like you're getting ahead. It is an exhausting cycle. And that's the exact problem this whole system is designed to fix.
And what's the ultimate promise? Well, it's just two words. But wow, for any creator out there, this is everything. Zero burnout. I mean, that is a huge claim, right? It's promising a complete shift away from that relentless grind to something automated and efficient.
But to really understand the solution, we've got to first appreciate the problem. And the source material has a perfect name for it, the content hamster wheel. And this is the core of it, right? This endless looping cycle. You pour everything into one piece of content, you hit publish, and the second it's live, the clock just resets. You have to start all over again for the next day, the next platform, the next big idea. It's a manual, exhausting process that honestly feels like you're just spinning your wheels.
So, the big question is, how do you get off that wheel? Well, this is where the core concept comes into play, the social flywheel. Even the name suggests a totally different kind of movement, not that frantic spinning, but more like a steady buildup of momentum.
The principle behind this whole system is the flywheel effect. And the idea is actually pretty simple, but it's incredibly powerful. Instead of every piece of content being this one-and-done effort, a single input, like one video or one core idea, gets automatically multiplied and repurposed everywhere. Your content finally starts working for you.
Okay, that sounds great in theory, but how does it actually happen? It's not magic, it's an AI-powered engine running behind the scenes. So let's take a look at the actual mechanics.
And you know, the whole process is broken down into just 3 simple steps. First, you just drop in your initial content, a YouTube link, a video file, maybe even just a few ideas you've typed out. Second, the AI generates an entire week's worth of content for you to look over and approve. And third, you just watch it work. It publishes everything on schedule and even engages with your audience.
Now, making those 3 steps happen, that's where the good stuff is. It's a whole suite of AI tools. You've got Ava, which is basically an AI consultant for brainstorming. There's a virality score to help predict what will perform well, a feedback hub for analysis, and a really key feature called Ava Engage, which handles all the audience interaction for you.
Let's zoom in on that last one for a second, because it's pretty wild. Ava Engage is designed to do more than just post your content. The system claims its AI actually goes out and finds 90 relevant online posts every single day, and then it crafts what it calls authentic comments to engage with other people. All of it completely automated on your behalf.
Okay, so that's how it works. But what do you actually get? What does the output really look like? Let's walk through what a typical week of content generated by this system actually looks like.
This slide, wow, this really shows the flywheel in action. So a single piece of content you created last week becomes Monday's podcast. Then that podcast gets automatically repurposed into topic posts for Tuesday. By Wednesday, it's a full-on YouTube video. And then for the rest of the week, Thursday through Sunday, it's spun out into a bunch of short-form viral clips for Shorts, Reels, and TikTok. A full week of content, all from just one starting point.
So when you put it all together, what's the actual impact of all this automation? Well, the source material boils it down to 3 key numbers that are pretty eye-opening.
First up, 10, as in a tenfold increase in the amount of content you get from a single input. One idea becomes at least 10 different assets, all out there working for you.
The next number is 90. That's the number of daily engagements that the IVIA Engage tool performs, finding relevant conversations and putting your voice in there without you having to lift a finger.
And finally, 24/7. Your content pipeline is no longer limited by when you can work. It's an automated system that is always on, always publishing, always engaging. It literally never sleeps. And this really sums up the entire proposition, doesn't it? It's a direct call to action to change your mindset, to stop being a manual content creator and start being the operator of an automated content machine.
Which, brings us right back to where we started. We began with this problem of the content hamster wheel, and we've seen how systems like this propose a pretty powerful AI-driven solution. So the final thought is this. Is this kind of automation the real key to finally getting off that wheel for good?
It's definitely something to think about.